Hello, everyone. Welcome to Farming with Chef Matt. I'm your host, the chef. Okay, here's what's going on, folks. I have news for you. I spoke with my salesman over at Rathbone. He has, by far and large, made a recovery from his illness, which I'm not going to disclose. That is up to him as to whether he wants to disclose that to the world. But anyways, let's see here. What was I going to say? So here's what's going down, folks. I'm acquiring, so far for sure, I'm acquiring a trailer and a subcompact tractor, and I'm playing the waiting game. That next paycheck is going to be coming in here, hopefully within the next couple of months at the latest. And if anyone is wondering, absolutely excited for it. However, there's currently only 2 tractors left on the lot with my salesman over there in Moses Lake, Washington. So if I am not able to purchase one of those 2 tractors right off the bat, then it will be November at the earliest that I receive it. And again, a lot of this is things like the suppliers of the factory are not sending all the parts and the kits for whatever stupid reason. Don't ask me. I'm not those low-life suppliers that don't do the job quite right. Anyways, let's continue on, shall we? The trailer I'm going to be acquiring is a brand spanking new PJ trailer. It is a T5 22-foot deck. However, there's a secret to those trailers. The tilt portion is actually, I seem to recall, about 16 to 18 inches longer than what the spec says, which means it's actually 23 and a half feet, give or take. So you got 23 foot 6 inches, give or take, of overall deck space. Now, check this out. It's got a 5-foot tongue. That means I can put a lot of stuff on there. I have it spec'd out with 2 Bulldog 12,000 pound 2-stage 2-speed jacks. I'm also having it downgraded from aluminum fenders to steel fenders. I just don't like working with aluminum. Anyways, it's having a winch roller installed on it, directly on the deck. I'm also going to be having them do some welding and put on a couple of different receivers so that I can put on a winch and stuff like that. Now, as for the pickup, I'm fairly certain that I'll acquire the particular pickup that I've been wanting to acquire for years. Anyways, let's jump right into that. The pickup is that I'm hoping to acquire is, it's a, let me think here. It's a regular cab, stick shift, manual transfer case with an 8-foot bed with a Cummins under the hood. The truck was really built for being a workhorse, so obviously with it having a Cummins from the factory, duh, of course it's a Dodge. Hey, I'm not a hater. Doesn't matter whether you drive a Ford, a Chevy, or a Dodge. Anytime you break down, someone's going to point a finger at you and laugh. Tell you the truth, I'll drive dang near any American-made vehicle. Especially if it's got a stick shift. I'll drive it. I'll drive any American vehicle. Even Hondas are being more and more made in America than anyone ever would have thought. And Hondas are not to be confused with Hyundais, which are Chinesium. Hondas have a very good reputation. However, I turned down an opportunity to buy a Honda Ridgeline for 2 reasons. The first and most important reason is it is just the outright wrong tool for the job. It's not that I feel that a Honda can't build a good truck. They do. It's just not the right tool for my application. I need a convention, more conventional American style pickup truck. So that's that. Man, I hate to say it, but all the factories are crazy backed up right now. Just purely insanity level. Like, they are insanely backed up. Like, you have no idea. They're just totally insanely backed up everywhere. You seriously have no idea. Now, let me explain this part to you. I'm in the long run. Now, that's going to conclude the bulk of my expenses, except for I'm putting a 4-post lift in my shop, which I do not actually own the shop. I'm renting it. There's a difference. So the heck what? $250 is cheaper than $3,000. Cry me a river, people. Anyways, continuing on. I do have jobs lined up for all this equipment except for the lift. The lift is going to be more for storage purposes and performing maintenance on my equipment and stuff like that. Maybe pick up some side jobs with it later. Anyways, there is a lot of stuff going to happen with all of it. Now, something that really needs to be taken into consideration with a 13,000-pound winch that I'm going to be using on the trailer a lot and on the front of the pickup, of course, it almost goes without saying, got to put some big, serious electrical power for those. I get that. I'm working on it. Cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get over it. Please. Continuing on, we have another thing for you all to take into consideration. And that is, I got some big, serious projects coming up involving that truck. That pickup is going to get a lot of work done to it. And it's not because Granddad didn't build a good truck. I'm just buying it off Granddad, if you will. So, anyways, it's not at all that he didn't put together a good functioning truck. It's great. It just needs a little bit of improvements for what my specific application Not going to do any major alterations. Just, it needs a little more off-road equipment put on it. Like some serious off-roading bumpers. Not looking to bash it up, but I also need to have a skid plate underneath. Putting taking out the metal suspension. Those coilovers in the front, those leaves in the back, they're getting ripped out. Air suspension, all 4 corners. Plans with the trailer, in the long run, rip out that leaf spring suspension. Put on a really great, high quality, put on a good, high quality system for getting all that done. In general is going to be an air ride system. The trailer is spec'd out with 5,100-pound axles with electric brakes. They are hung spring, not double eyelet. They are single eye springs. It's a tandem axle. It is going to have a weight rating of 9,990 pounds. Now, you're probably wondering, what am I going to be doing with all of that? Well, as soon as I get my license, get my insurance, get all that up and going, get everything going with that next beautiful payment from a big thing I've done in life and had to deal with. It was a lot of work, so on and so forth. Not going to go into extreme details until all that's done and over with. It is for all intents and purposes, it is a confidential and private contract that none of you need to actually know about as to what exactly is involved with it. It has nothing to do with this channel or any of my other channels. It is, for all intents and purposes, something that is sadly a little bit necessary. But hey, it pays me well, and that's all you need to know. Anyways, by the time it's all said and done, things are going to get done with the farming stuff. You're going to see, I may actually change the name of the channel from Farming with Chef Matt to Tractor Time with Chef Matt or something like that. Might do something like that. The Towing Help channel is going to be all about load securements and all of that, and how to tow things around. The Fab and Tech for hauling, towing, and recovery channel is going to get incorporated strongly in with all of that. And I have 2 contracts lined up right here, right now, for when all that equipment shows up. And those 2 contracts, one of them pays enough per job where all I would need to do is 2 jobs a month, and I could pay my entire expenses for the month that I currently have. Now, obviously, I need to get insurance, stuff like that. That goes without saying. But hey, I'm coming up in life. I'm turning a rough contract into something really positive. It sucks, but hey, we got to deal with it. We don't always do things we want that we enjoy, but hey, the greatest thing out of this whole private contract, that is a confidential contract, is that it's getting my business up off the ground. Also, one of my subscribers had me out to mow their place back in June. And I turned a 1-acre chunk of land from 1 foot, from brush that was between 1 foot and, 1 foot and 2 feet into stubble. That was a lot of work, by the way, and I have earned that subscriber's contract. And as soon as all this business gets up and going, that's my other contract. I also am working on getting yet another contract lined up. And the next contract I'm working on getting lined up is something rather important. And that is a dedicated customer up near the first contract that is contingent upon the equipment that would definitely put some money in the pockets, put some money in the bank, keep fuel in the tanks, get me some stuff that is going to be necessary for the future in helping other people out of tough situations. Also, there's another part of the plan, and that is if you're in the 99004 area code, correction, in the 99004 zip code, and you get papered. You get a bunch of, you get flyers up and down your neighborhoods. When all that stuff comes in, I can assure you that's another part of the plan. I specialize in acreage. I'm not like most mowing companies. I don't get in to get out. I get in to do a darn good, high quality job. And then I move on. I take pride in my work because I love it. Believe it or not, I've honestly been doing it since 5 years old. Just 5 years of age, I've been doing this stuff. I started out mowing residential neighborhoods in cities, and I shut down my business in 2010 when one big mistake America was put into office because I knew what was coming. And anyways, not going to get deep into politics, but I will say this much. Whatever you do, remember how how Joe Biden was back in 2016. Compare that to now. If Donald Trump wasn't doing what he said he was going to do, why would Joe Biden be shaking in his boots and stumbling all over his speech like he has no idea what to do? If Donald Trump didn't know what he was doing, how is it that we have had good progress in this country? You may not like what some of that progress has been, but that does not give you the right to bash on what he's doing. That does not contend to our Constitution. He's one of the few presidents, he's one of the very few presidents that actually is doing what he said he was going to do. And not only that, he's taking his duties sworn in office as seriously as a heart attack in front of him. And I'll tell you right now, Donald Trump would never hesitate to render aid to anyone in front of him that was having a heart attack. He takes that seriously. He actually built his empire with $2 million worth of loans. Took $2 million and turned it into over $12 billion. If you can do that, then you can bash on the president. Till then, shut your lips, because there is no need to sink your own ships. I learned the hard way that accepting responsibility for your actions gets you a lot further. Also, I want you to understand this much. No matter how hard you try, bashing on someone else only makes you look like the even bigger fool. Only a fool, literally only a fool, does stupid stuff like that. If you're wondering what happened in the 10 years I shut my company down, a lot. Go over to my Chef Matt Hammerschmidt channel to check that stuff out, folks. And I'm going to wrap this up before I turn it into an hour-long video. I just looked at the time on this recording, and it's getting up there to, looks like about the 20-minute mark, and I'm going to wrap it up. So, doing my outro right quick, here it is. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you haven't already, as a subscriber, or having just subscribed or not Geometric Yards Industries. Until next time, we're out of here.